What is up, guys? JayFerGaming here. Welcome back to my F1 2016 career mode. This is the Malaysian Grand Prix. If you're new to my channel, do remember to hit subscribe, and if you've missed Singapore last time out, came out a couple of days ago, do go check that one out. Bit of a spoiler, it was an absolute shocker. We only lasted about 10 laps in, then we crashed out, which was unfortunate, but we did seize R&D. We're thinking and looking towards next season, that's going to be our best chance of, I don't know, fighting for a title. Maybe I'm being a bit too optimistic there, but just getting in the midfield and seeing what we can do. We haven't scored points for quite a while, but Malaysia, feeling a little bit more confident, but I know this car's pretty weak. We did win last season, actually, so that's something to take with us. And hope we can get further up the grid, maybe score a point or two. But yeah, we'd need a bit of weather probably to help us out, though that didn't really help us in Singapore. But after two sectors, we were only 7/10 down on our first lap, which felt really good, I've got to say. The car overall was gripping a little better than usual, but yeah, we could do with a lot of upgrades, and we're going to have to wait quite a few races until next season. But come to the line, we put in a 36.3, which is 2.2 seconds off Sergio Perez, and that actually put us into 21st place. And look how close it is between me and my teammate Marcus. I was ahead of him by, I think it was 1/100th of a second. So second run I was hoping to go quite a bit faster, but I actually didn't. My first lap was really good for once, and we're only going quicker by around a 10th, so maybe this would solidify 21st position, and it looks like it probably has. I don't think Marcus went any quicker, and we couldn't get any of the Hasses or Williams, but yeah, we get knocked out, and it's our traditional 21st position, a 10th ahead of Marcus, so that's the main thing we're aiming for. I see Rosberg's out as well, so great session from him. So it's race day, it's incredibly sunny. It's incredibly sunny in real life now. It's about 25 degrees, and you'll see in a second just how hot and humid it is in Sepang, 30 degrees. It doesn't look like there's going to be any rain, unfortunately, so this could be a trying and testing weekend for us. It could be us fighting our teammate at the back of the field. We're going to have to wait and see what happens. In the constructors there, looks like Red Bull. It's probably close to wrapping it up. As is this Carlos Sainz? He has pole position. So over to Crofty for the rest of the grid.
So before the off, let's remind ourselves of yesterday's qualifying session with a look at the starting grid. An immense lap from Carlos Sainz yesterday puts him in pole position, edging out Daniel Kvyat, who starts from P2. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Verstappen, Ricciardo, Jolyon Palmer and Hulkenberg, Perez, Wehrlein, Button and Rio Haryanto, Hamilton, Vettel, Kimi Raikkonen and Magnussen, Grosjean, Massa, Nico Rosberg and Valtteri Bottas, Gutierrez and Alonso, as Sauber and Marcus Ericsson rounds off the grid. And with preparations almost complete, let's head down to the track.
So it looks like it could be quite a simple race in terms of strategy. It looks like it's probably going to be a two-stop for everyone. Just looking at the strategy there, I felt like I'm going to start on the hard compound tyres, just in case of a safety car or something. I thought I'd try something different to what I usually do. I mean, we haven't got anything to lose, do we, guys? So yeah, I thought, screw it, let's go for it. Maybe go for one stint on each compounder tyre, but I know tyre wear can be quite high around this track, so yeah, I was just going to see how it goes in the race and just adjust the strategy according. So building up to the start of the Malaysian Grand Prix, 5 lights, and it's lights out, and away we go. It looks like we're the only car starting on the hards around us, so we didn't expect to get a great start, but we're still ahead of Marcus always gets shocking starts. He's absolutely miles behind, so we're looking to make up these positions into turn 1, dive up the inside. It's probably the best tactic for us, and we're side by side with Raikkonen here, coming through turn 1, going into turn 2, looking to avoid Rosberg just ahead of us. Raikkonen's very close to us. Don't know how we didn't make contact there, but he just slid ahead and took back 15th position. He had a shocking qualifying session by the looks of things as well. But are we going to look to go up the inside of Raikkonen as he completely leaves the door open? And yes, we get the position. Don't think we'll get Magnussen. He should get decent traction on them soft compound tyres. But let's see how we do through the quick left-right hander. It should be pretty much flat out, and yeah, you see how much momentum we lose compared to Magnussen. A bit of that's the tyres, mainly the car. So yeah, I was thinking I'm probably going to lose track of the cars ahead of us, especially on this compounder tyre. So my aim of the game at this point, or for the rest of the race, was just to hold up this group of cars behind me. Obviously, we want to be beating our teammates is our first objective. Second objective, probably to beat the Haas drivers, and then after that, just beat anyone else. So, yeah, Raikkonen's closing in into turn 1. We're going to go defensive, take the inside line through 1, but he could easily get the inside line for turn 2. He keeps the car in there, and he's actually done that very well indeed. It looks like I probably need to I could have forced him out a bit wider in turn 1, which would have affected his run for turn 2. Maybe that's the tactic I'll go for later on. Do we have a run of Raikkonen? It's going to be close. He cuts in, takes the corner, no. And that's probably the end of our battle with Kimi. We'll see you at the end of the race. But this penultimate corner, which I've struggled with on past games all the time, I always mention that. On this game, I felt a lot better, but with this Sauber this weekend, it felt absolutely horrible. I just couldn't get it done correctly. And now Grosjean's right on the back of us. The two Haas cars putting me under pressure, and they're the two main guys we'll be looking to beat, apart from our teammate, of course, who's at the back of the pack by the looks of things. But Grosjean's got past. Let's see if we can fight back using Slipstream and Rich Mix. DRS has been enabled for the the end of this lap, and Grosjean's quite late on the brakes there, and we take my advice that I give myself from the battle with Kimi, and we force Grosjean out wide. Then he actually loses a position to Massa, but it seemed like it would be a common theme, me defending into turn 1 or the final corner, because yeah, these guys are clearly quicker than us, and we're just doing our best to hold them all up. There's cars in the pits, so they'll join behind this train of cars. And who's going for the move? The cars are getting very close. Massa and Grosjean making the 3 wide into turn 1. That was very close indeed. Bottas is joining the fray as well, so yeah, things could get very intense. I mean, I'm not purposely trying to cause anything, but if there's a big crash and the virtual safety car comes out, that could help us in terms of strategy. And yeah, me being in the way, being the cork in the bottle, as soon as they get ahead of me and out of the DRS range, I can't believe I can't even say DRS range, I probably won't be seeing them again. So yeah, I'm fighting as hard as possible, and it creates for an entertaining race and video, which is what we need, because yeah, we could be stuck in 21st, not fighting our teammate or anyone, but luckily that hasn't really happened this season. So Bottas has got ahead. He is on the soft compound tyres, so he should have really got past me quite a bit earlier. But Massa, his teammate, just behind us. Is he going to put us under pressure into turn 1? Doesn't look like he is, so we're up to P8 now. Oh, that is not the way to take turn 1. The back end fully stepping out there. And I nearly lost it actually, but quite a few of the soft compound runners have pit, so yeah, they'll be behind this train and closing up soon probably if we're battling so hard. So Massa gets past on his mediums. He has got DRS. I thought it might be double DRS, but I clearly forgot that was not the case anymore. I think it was in 2015, but yeah, apparently not anymore. So we come back at Massa, force him out wide. Is he going to come back? No, he is not. And the train behind me is getting bigger and bigger. I mean, you guys will be getting used to it. Me and the Sauber causing so many trains. That's a nice plane. And yeah, just honing in my defensive skills like I seem to be doing in F1 XL at the moment as well. So a lot of defending. Hopefully we'll be more on the attack in Season 5. But for now, we'll be defending our position at P5, where we will definitely not be finishing in this race. But yeah, it's looking good so far in terms of keeping these guys behind us. But the guys who have started to pit will come up onto the back of me, and it should be a very easy overtake for them. I mean, even if I have DRS to come back, I don't think I'd still be able to overtake them. But Massa's coming now, and he's got it done up to P5. Is he going into the pits? Yes, he is. I wasn't sure if he outbroke himself there, but it looks like he is actually going into the pits. We've got Grosjean behind me, and it looks like there's a car coming out the pits ahead. That could be very close, actually. So Grosjean's going for it on the left. We're going to have a car on the right. It's Lewis Hamilton coming right into the mix. We're going to cut across him, and oh, I don't know about that, but that seems like it could have been very close indeed. We'll have to get a replay of that. And Hamilton's actually ahead of Grosjean and whoever's behind me. So this is on board with Lewis. Do we get close? He brakes a little bit early, so he avoids any potential collision. But he's getting very close with these Haas cars. 3 wide through turn 2, and he makes it through. Brilliant driving there from Hamilton, which I will probably never say again. But yeah, coming through the fast left-right-handers in the middle sector, you can just see how easy it is for Hamilton to close up onto the rear of my car. So it should be a pretty simple move, maybe up into the braking zone of turn, let's guess, turn 10. This is turn 10. It probably is completely the wrong turn number, but Hamilton goes up the inside. We're actually going to hang around the outside. We've got quite a decent run there, and we've got the inside line now, but I think Hamilton should have the grip to get around us. Yes, he does, and that is us back down to P5, but I was starting to struggle on these tyres, and yeah, that strategy of going on one stint on each compounded tyre didn't seem too likely, and I don't fight this battle either because Daniel Ricciardo, championship leader on fresh soft compound tyres, yeah, there's no chance I'm defending against him, so he is past and he will be looking to chase after Lewis Hamilton. But lap 10, you can see the clouds are rolling in, but I don't think there is a threat of rain at all. I'm struggling on these hard, so I decide just to pit at this moment, which kind of guarantees that we have to go onto the hard compound tyres later on in the race again, and yeah, I wasn't looking forward to that stint at all. So the cars that were in my bottle that I was corking, I don't know if that's the right way to put that phrase, but they have been released and they'll no doubt be going for the overcut, and based on past history that will probably happen because they're like 1, 2, 3 seconds quicker than us. So we come out in P21, no surprise. That's that position should probably be reserved for us as we come out ahead of our teammate Marcus Ericsson, who isn't that far behind. He's on the hard compound tyres now, so we start on the softs. If I'm thinking in terms of strategy, he's going to be on probably the hards at the end of the race, so it could be a battle between us for P21, I've got to admit. Unfortunately, hopefully it is closer and hopefully he has a bit more pace, but Nico Rosberg is out of the race. Is it another Mercedes power unit failure? And it always seems to be in the Mercedes as well. They are struggling so badly this season. They have no speed. The total reversal of what's going on in real life. Unbelievable scenes. And the virtual safety car comes out. So just think if we didn't pit on the last lap. That would have been perfect timing for us coming into the pits. And now some cars ahead of us again the advantage. So they are definitely going to execute the overcut because of this. That could have worked out absolutely perfectly if only I waited another lap. Absolutely gutted. That could have got us ahead of quite a few cars. So there's Rosberg off to the left. Grosjean, I think that was Haryanto and Gutierrez have all prospered from that. But I didn't stay that far behind Grosjean for long. I actually got within the 1 second window. We've got DRS, guys. Get in there. DRS and on the attack, who would have thought it. So Grosjean's on the hards, we're on the medium, so we should have pretty even pace, I'd say. I'd say that'll probably balance out the performance advantage he has, and we absolutely throw it up the inside. A brilliant move there. That gave me a bit of joy. Finally an attacking overtake. That was good. So we're going to try and stay ahead of him, and we're also ahead of Gutierrez. So our genuine position is P18 now. We're trying to beat my teammate and the 2 Haas drivers, which I think is probably the aim for most races for the rest of the season, but it's going to be very tricky. Even Haas have a huge performance advantage over us, but once again it's going to be defending into turn 1 and 2. That's probably the main feature of this race, my defensive driving against these two, but them two seem to battle very hard as well. I've noticed them two just going at it all the time in these races. Gutierrez seems to have caught up to Grosjean as well in terms of performance. Still Gutierrez I don't think has scored a point in this career, and that's after 4 3/4 seasons, so that's absolutely pathetic, you've got to admit. And now they are still going for the overtake. A few cars ahead have come into the pits. They're not really going to interfere in this. They've made their pit stop. Can we get close to Verline actually? He seems a little bit vulnerable as we defend from Grosjean once again. No, I don't think we're going to get close enough to Verline, unfortunately. So, yeah, defending our P18. But I think when we pit once again, we might be vulnerable to the overcut from the 2 Haas drivers. Ericsson's still very far behind. He's dropped off. He just doesn't have the pace at all. And I think he shows the true performance of the Sauber. And I'm just exceeding expectations at the moment. And that's only fighting with a few cars. So we're coming into the pits at the end of lap 17. Again, tyre wear just seemed very heavy around here compared to normal. And we're going to have to go onto the hard compound tyres. I've just seen my teammate is coming into the pit. I am very sorry, Marcus. This was not meant to be like this. And we're going to hold him up. So he's going to be even further behind me. Some would call that dirty tactics. But honestly, I didn't know he was coming into the pit. So these hards should take us to the end of the Malaysian Grand Prix. Let's see if Grosjean and Gutierrez come out of the pits anywhere near us. Maybe we could get the undercut. A bit of hope, can we get the undercut? And it doesn't look like it. Gutierrez on the medium compounded tyres is coming out. And yeah, you can see he's pulled out a gap of a few seconds now. So again, we probably won't be seeing him. And it looks like we might be stuck in P20. Of course, it'd be P21, but Rosberg retired. So that's quite good in terms of my objective. Because obviously we want to be getting as many R&D points as possible. And achieving the team's objective is one of the main things to do that. So, with Rosberg's retirement, thanks Nico and Mercedes, looks like we will be achieving the objective of P20 as Grosjean's come out the pits just ahead of Gutierrez. So yeah, we've lost out to both of them. Them two will probably have an epic battle to the end, and I was really bored in the final 5-6 laps, and it drove me to just make silly mistakes like this, and it allowed Marcus to close in on me. You can see on the minimap he still is quite far behind, probably about 10 seconds, but he actually did close in the final few laps. I wasn't really pushing that hard, a little bit dull, but yeah, at least we'll be gaining a few R&D points for achieving the objective really. So it doesn't look great at P20, but once again we beat Marcus, which is the main thing and all we can do at the moment, especially at a track which needs a fully developed car. And yeah, what else can I say about that? So P20, Sebastian Vettel wins the Malaysian Grand Prix in the Ferrari, where the championship contenders. Daniel Ricciardo finished P11 with a 3-stop. What is he doing? He wants to throw this championship away, doesn't he? Where's Raikkonen? Raikkonen P4, so once again he closes in. I don't know what Ricciardo and Red Bull are doing here. They're trying to throw it away. I guess they don't want him to be a 2-time world champion. So Raikkonen's got a shot here. You never know with how many races to go. I think it's 5 races to go. So we ended up 18 seconds behind Gutierrez, unfortunately. Yeah, beat our teammate by 5. Oh well. I guess we could take the positives from that. So, in the driver's standings, I wonder what the gap is at the top. 29 points, Raikkonen! Jeez, this battle could go on. I don't know if the likes of Vettel and Perez can get involved in it. They all keep taking points off each other. And you can see how many times the positions always change in the order. So many arrows up and down. We're still in P12, which is not too bad. I mean, the cars just behind us don't seem to be picking up too many points recently. So, if we could finish P12, that would be awesome. But I think realistically, P14, I think it was. Yeah, to finish ahead of Valtteri Bottas, because Williams don't really have great performance. Palmer should be doing a lot better than that. And Harry Anto's just that awesome that he probably will score more than 13 points. So, let's have a look at the constructors now. As expected, it'll probably be Red Bull at the top of the standings, with the likes of Ferrari, Toro Rosso closing in. 23 points, they are closing in, I've got to say, but I still think Red Bull should dominate this. We're still 8 points ahead of McLaren, they didn't score any points there. So, if you haven't enjoyed this Malaysian Grand Prix, please do leave a like, subscribe if you aren't already to my channel, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time out. Goodbye.